So let me.
Okay, that's good.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Rainer Ganan, and I perform here in front of my tank oil painting, and it's called Generative Alternatives 2 for the Beauty Kit that is Greek by Rainer Ganan, my name, sorry for the PR. By the way, I found this in the street biking here. You know, I'm a bicyclist, so you can definitely see from the street. And then, okay, let me start now. This is actually in relation to Greenland, so I can vomit in there. Okay, good. She goes here, placed in the past tense, the felty nail of a nice cold night in New York City, 2026, when I already deal with $83,000 fines for restoring an old haunted house. My name is Alfred Jarry, but my ghost is on board of a plane to Davos. The master of the universe speak there, actually plural. The masters, no, correct. The master of the universe speaks to the masters of the universe. And obviously we are talking here about, from a Marxist position, of money rules the world and power. But the question of the empire, cum laude, or let's say strength, is simply the enunciation of a seed called democracy. But as we know, too many died on this trip to here and now. And yet, we will survive it. I mean, this period of 4 years, you know, we have 2 more to go, 3 more to go. We will survive it, but did we spoil the breakfast of the traveler with lead-based paint? He's a bit toxic, okay? And soon he's gonna travel, actually, somebody can travel on his own private Saudi jet. You know what I mean? Get a present, and then it's his own, obviously for the foundation. But understand, did we mark a violation of protocol on board? Did we swallow the promise to be absorbed in the Trump balloon of lunatic solar grill catastrophe? His moral compass places currently his cursor under the magnetism of his own obsession of what is not his. Peace, lumpen pack. Peace stamps the straw. Chairman for life to eternity of peace speaks. Peace, the pieces of violations together and garden throughout 6,000 years of ongoing revolutions that landed us accidentally in the paradoxical space shuttle called the Venus in the barrel of heavy crude that rolls down the globe, redefining whatever the president wants of the universe. Demeanor he loves the most. Violence, force, and random acquisition by strength and surprise. Ubuesque, of course. I wanna be Alfred Jarry, on peut dire. I wanna be sex in the festival of a house that is in a constant process of being repossessed. A haunted house. I call him what he is, the Epstein parameter of contempt of any court of law, lower than a sunken ship of gold in a rotten vessel that acts in the stunning ochre stomach of a Narcissus. All of stone, barely of any air. Narcissus. Narcissus. I don't even know how to spell it. How can he take off with all his assets and enrichments, apparently in the billions? We, the people, in a Swedish Volvo around the globe in slow motion fall. Sisyphos is a syphilitic flat bully sandal compared to the incroyable mercy bully of church and king, trampoline to Mars. Yeah, we're gonna go Mars. And we're in competition and we know which spaceship to use. to get his psychological bookkeeping right. I must own, I must invade, I must dominate the specter of our influence, the specter of our hemisphere, of US history for the current millennium and what we are, is or conquest. Anyhow, fuck the woke. Fuck the woke. Apparently, artists are woke, but I don't know what that means. Power, while de facto power is melted like the ice in Iceland and the climate of Greenland, and don't mind to confuse it with Iceland. But the biggest pleasure we may be granted is to check the list of tyrants in Greek history. The best and first to appear, of course, is called Phalaris, 570 before our time to 544 before our time. Overthrown and roasted. Overthrown and roasted. I like overthrown and roasted. The best and first to appear, of course, is called Phalaris, 50, okay, overthrown and roasted, so I just have to, here. The true people, we the people, the constitution on ice. We're all put on ice, drifting off the drifting off the globus. But yes, it's kind of like a bike down here. It's very, very cold. You know, my feet are really freezing. You know, but I make some gymnastics in my shoes. You know, to you know what I mean. The question of century remains: will he ever be roasted? Will he ever be roasted as poet or as an idiot? A president of an impeached, liquidized Nepo maker, a cheese and racist propagator, a sandwich on a cow powdered aftermatch of a pre-configured beauty show called We the Non-People, the Billionaires. We grill the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter into a voiceless slot machine that compresses the world into heavy crude. Crudella, but without the dog, for the birds, for the plebs, of an atrium that will debunk him and use him as shoe leather to cross the Alps in a coffin, melted sweat costume with his family caravanserai in the back of the rucksack. Yodel, strudel, yodel. Hopefully white enough. Racism implied, but he traffics in international say no. In international say no. I got lost here, but it doesn't matter. Now, a poem. Okay, yodel, yodel, that's the end. Okay, number 2. A bit about love for endless studying. And I learned Chinese to stay below stupid. Basic Mandarin, useful Chinese for beginners. 14,051 views 3 months ago. 10 basic Chinese phrases. Don't worry, I'm only going to bring a few more. I think I can take this down. I forgot to bring wallet. Forgot bring wallet. I'm going to sit down. She writes in her diary every night. Every night, that's my commentary to AI. Writes, diary. I bought a new piece of clothing. I bought a piece of clothing. Her Chinese is getting better and better. Her Chinese getting better and better. Because it rains. By the way, I found a mess in trash today. I found, while biking here, this glove also. You know, I always lose everything, and then it's a kind of an exchange. And here is my other dress I brought, and I brought an oversized draft. And yesterday I found this like Trump chat made by maybe a little child, you know. And I'm also like it was a bit a chat, you know, makes me think of a certain president that gets everything from Saudi Arabia, whatever, those signing up for peace, you know. And now comes my armor. This is kind of my specialty to do fine art. Let me armor myself, just in case somebody wants to push me off the bike or out of the house. But anyway, I'm here to kind of hang myself, you know, on the strengths of my own illusions, you know. So basically, you see, this is real armor. Real armor. That's the bag I found yesterday. By the way, I don't know who makes the bag, but just like to be, it's a bit whatever it is, okay, but found. Because I'm a found person. Actually, the painting here says Ukraine. You know, we have Ukraine, a war. Nobody obviously cares, he doesn't care. But I care, but sorry, I sit down because, you know, my feet are better. And then, okay, let's continue with the Chinese. Her Chinese is, okay. Free together, all together, it was difficult. Okay, no. If you are free, we all go together. Yeah, if free together. Also, it was difficult, but he persisted also. But difficult, he often goes to the gym. Often goes to gym. Please give me a cup of hot milk. Please give a cup. Do you know why he didn't come? Do you know why? Didn't come. I plan to watch a movie this weekend. Weekend, watch movie. She likes running in the park. Likes in the park, running. We are eating lunch in the restaurant. In the restaurant, eating lunch. I heard that he went abroad to work. Heard that abroad work. She rides a bike to work every day. Every day rides bike. We have already waited for 1 hour. Already waited for 1 hour. Okay, that's, you know, we skipped Chinese, you know, because we're in America, obviously. So we don't speak Chinese here. And China is a little bit too complicated to, you know what I mean, to consider it as our hemisphere. But anyway, number 3. Pinchi Paluga. The poetry of get used to a poor life. Get used to a poor life. I hate you. I love you. Comme des Marxistes in Bellissimo. Canal can do anything but grill as a vegetarian on a middle-aged rotating plate of bicycling in town, like a clown. And get his ass under his ass, stolen. Sexy Santa in the bushes, in the trees, in the abdomens of the cadaver, the city of New York would like me to be. Hélas! I mean, this is a contribute to the Greekness on the wall, because the curator is Greek. You know, there's a lot of Greek foundation on here, which is really nice. Those photographs of these Greeks. I mean, apparently Greeks, they come up with the idea of democracy. And they come up also with the idea of being poor, and they come up with the idea of being in a barrel. So it's actually not so bad, but you know, democracy then and today has different meanings, the way sex has different meanings. You know, I don't want to say anything, but it doesn't even exist anymore. But let's consider, we continue reading. Hélas, the power of the town wins. Oh, the city always wins. Pinchi Paluga rescues me with your, so I'm talking to Pinchi Paluga, my girlfriend. Rescue me with your beauty, and the beast outcome in the Greek mantra of overthrow the man and roast him into a castrated beefsteak to feed the pork to the winning losers of the game of love. Here you hear me out. FFF. By the way, that's almost like a costume, but it's not completely fitting. Anyway, but I must say I'm very happy to be very small, and I can get everything into my bag and bring home, you know, and then reassess it there. But triple gulag equal exchange 301k. No family, no kids, no food, no love in this town. Scampi blimps. So that's the end of poem number, what is it called? 3, and now poet number 4, which starts with Berlinography. From Berlinography à la recherche of the right-wing regime overseas. Why not where I am, hic et nunc? Pingler reflections around the end of the last century that starts now as of 20 days ago. So today we have in 2026 January, okay? Skip monsoon, go slowly. Felix, the botanist, explorer. Your finger bring luck. Your finger bring luck, so the sex in the best of all best hands. The luck mansa padana, you know, in the best of the beast's hand, the beast, you know. Brown rust, brain tits. The spy for the Russians, the stranger Russians, and the guy with the alcohol face and the beauty lady, they, too many dicks hang on him as decoration. So consider it's a dick. I think too much shit hangs on me also, so I'm getting a little bit like chopped up, plus some might say whatever it is, but I continue reading here. The good thing, like was doing it during the opening, is like nobody interrupts you and the camera kind of stays there. I don't know, but it stays there, yes. I think I glued it like there, but it's okay. So we continue. Brain trust, okay, so wait. The next pathetic concept is called art litter with a square face, racketeering antlitz. Antlitz means face time. Not to forget the fashion lady next door below my butt. Yeah, 35. Shadow, fleet, rust, bucket. The canvas is dry, but the painting doesn't stick. The open door is not closed, but Hegel knows that many men like black cars. Wait a bit. I'm supposed to be a winter, but the safe mustard extracted from the glasses of the woman on the canvas? No way. That is not a stick. What sticks are laws that I consider fundamentally right and flawed. Why do people say they love sex when they can't do it as often as they imagine they have to do it? The sexually middle-aged man, maybe me, a not so Greek concept, moves the van and returns to his house. By the way, no vans, it's not me. I'm not going to talk about me. I'm endlessly young, obviously, endlessly, you know. He stars at a neighbor he considers insane because he talks to him about housing and the state of the economy, but never convinces, albeit of his exactitude in failing with butter and sweet voice. I have an aversion to poverty. The painter retreats and chops off his head. He made it into a sink and stick attached to the stony syphilis of Sisyphus of the modern world. Help me in armor on the floor, hang around his neck like Nazi stars in the shape of the way the contemporary world wants it in Europe and in the Americas. The proliferator insists with his executive Billy Bally Marish Knight of the White Squadron of a phalanx that makes France even a ridiculous, Franco even a ridiculous has-been, not to speak of the German one, you know, Hitler. Why this attraction to fascism, you know, or neo-fascism right now? His sentence to be remembered, even to be embroidered on a piece of classical clothing, enunciator in speaking whisper on all channels. We control all times, albeit of the New York Times. If not, just sue them. The cast is cast and times have changed, so to say. They sing, they profit. The situation forces him to go regularly to the scene of the proper crime and check for cadavers, dropped dead or simply slaughtered like in a robust ice operation. Sorry this blood, but dust, duty first, the rest, go wank yourself. Off he goes. Echo man, carry him as a Fata Morgana, aber Brits of the Guardians are not anymore in a mood. Properly intimidated with billionaire lawsuits, a horse dressed proud horses on a canoe, tribal pride, but not priced in high enough. Noble for the decoration of the toilet, according to the witness of the transactional Belmondo mood changer. Hey, mood, he, the announcer of law and order in chief. Please reiterate, I'm still a citizen of love and art, and not of politics and resentment, but the two are to be collided in his booklet of AI resistance. Braver, censor of the censors. Let me quote a friend who claims, censor, I got confused. Let me quote a friend who claims to be in the fight for it all. Administration is compliance. As the chief on the plane, biting his McDo with the chief of McDo there, the rocket, and he has, you still have time? Yes, I just finished it, I'm already nearly done, you know, just, yeah, I take my time, yeah. Okay, so I got a little bit off course. Echo Man, carry him as a Fata Morgana. Okay, I read this already. I think he sued not only, anyway, I don't wanna, BBC sued actually, really. Apparently it didn't put the quote the way it was supposed to be, but apparently it had, steal the election, everything, you know. Anyway, he loses this case, but the point is, you have a lot of bills that get you into bankruptcy, and I have to say I'm kind of in a similar, by the way, I have a necktie here. I didn't realize I have a nice necktie here. Looks like a necktie, maybe it was a necktie, but it isn't really a necktie, but it could be a necktie. The shit balances out by itself. Anyway, the capacity to name reality, Alfredesk, Charipunkt and invest. Administration is compliant. Okay, Hellas and Tank, they are glorious in chunk outfit called War Utopias that cover now the playing field. You got kids, no to 13-year-olds and no to a 17-year-old, but why not adding their age up and have them FedExed over, all cash, please. The apple next to his desk looks like this hurts, when you fall too much. The apple next to his desk looks like disinherited authors who pretend the narratives are useless and can't and careless and inflated, chemin, and out of your imagination. They wanna get fucked, but they can't because the guy is dishonest in his kind of pussy-grabbing answering. The lady claims the trauma is real, but the trauma dream is not but trauma, but repeats periodically as semaphore of red blinking lights, and hence they all have no other chance but live in exile, extramuros, barbaric branding, and blame others. The beans on the stove take time, not because they are free and exotic and imperialistic from donations to the church, but because the process of sowing is useless, and yet give it a try. But do not try it on me. FOMO, fear of missing out. Tomorrow, in the trial, and Kafka is like Hegel, a kind of a commoner who you do not want to dismiss entirely as Greek brown soft yogurt diarrhea fart. By the way, I'm also sorry, and American, but I'm not really scared of losing my US passport. But you never know. But I don't think anybody cares about my zero followers. The reader and inconsequentialness. The reader and man who is greedy, geizig, aware, discounts their subjectivity. It might be offensive to invade the neighbor's backyard and plan a facial shit related event. No, self-identified as slow and fast and whatever, but what the two subject of a complex, expensive love affair with violence and rape shares. Yeah, rape shares. That's actually, kind of what happens, It's almost like accumulate a very bad reputation, and you think of those Warholian 15 minutes, any any news is good news, which is actually kind of believing just like shit out of the skies. But you know, anyway, shares of this roulette economy are common interest in long distance holding patterns due to the laws that work in or against the author's favor, or the actors, or the model, or the lady in Mandarin. But who is here depicted on the canvas? My canvas here is a tank from an Ukrainian war battle. You know, like tanks, kind of, you know, useless, I mean, so to say, but very instrumental. I mean, you better see the tank, anything can blow you up. And actually, if you want to really be so strong, I want to see whether really US is going to defend Taiwan. But let's not talk about the international fears, and it's you know, how the globe is going to be divided in 3 spheres. You know, one can be racist by Mr. Putin, his best friend, you know, who's on the eyes, and the other one can be, you know, so basically fuck the Europeans, but we need the rest. And anyway, let's continue. Is it maybe more than just a bit of anti-Semitism? I'd say mega MAGA, super brown shirty, for not calling it massacre of the mediatic kind. And how has the longer eye power or the silence of the beans to survive? Is it not so complicated after all? The basic costs are settled. Here we do not go. Nothing is brilliant, just the numbers for a few beneficiaries. You know, it's really cold outside. Not realisticians or journalistambulianers, Hellenistas was tyrants in the woolen dress. Feathers are not to be removed. And it's like the last page, sorry, even I get a little bit lost here. Time over, but hurry up. But here is where the problem starts for us all, the delusionalistas, Chankinistas, Trump Putinacrum, the secret star of Helios, Jupitarium, Mars Baricanicanos, go where the wind ebbs, and sink as a stone or a mask, starship, the new dress of politics, the messenger, you know, it's like, when you are slightly, not COVID, but, you know, the messenger ought to be not paid. It used to be called ought to be not killed. According to them, kill them. And not for them, but the Hellenistic mixed with Venezuelan green, prestigious angels of beauty, the nobility of the text out of the window, self-proclaimed, self-window screen savers, who believe in the number combinations and follow rules and protocols, or whatever it is, in the wank module of dubious mills need so that text repeats. It's past for him and survival for her, but yes, silence and anger, management control in the velvet underground are French, not American. But according to the boss on the Marco Lago, he is the best of the world has ever seen. Super Minator, Counciliator, Jubilator, and best match for any island, green or whatever. Just, you know, get me all that hemisphere towards the south of America, the north of America, you know, and it's just, you know, even that Epstein remains has ever seen, but the working matches really love for money. But I got a bit lost, you know, it kind of wrote it fast. A 4-letter destiny so prominent on his side of the oceans. Time over and rest them all. By the way, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sure I will correct it many times over. You can see it on my website, canal.info, and maybe I manage one day to publish it, but that's it. Thank you. Good.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, just below.